Okay then guys, so it's late 2001 and I'm working my first ever real sort of first job after leaving school. I was working on the toy department in Alders of Portsmouth, and man, it was the best job I've ever had. The most fun. My little brother used to get as many wrestling figures as he wanted from the US. We used to be able to import them, so he did a cracking business in the playground. But anyway, the purpose of this video is the first console that you ever bought with your own money. So quite an important stage in any gamer's life, because it's the first thing that you can really express yourself and go, you know what, I really want this console. Now, the console I actually sold to part fund it, it's very apt, it's in the background, is the N64. It's a console I have massive memories of. But yeah, anyway, like I said, it's the end of 2001 and yeah, I'm working overtime, crazy overtime at Alders. Stupid hours, sort of leaving college, doing my architecture stuff, qualifications, and then sort of heading straight into Portsmouth to, you know, do a few hours here, a few hours there. And over the months, I would say probably this game that I'm going to show is that I bought this game 3 months before I actually bought the system. And yeah, it basically meant that if I bought this game, I had to buy the system, because I also bought a memory card and a controller with it. So without further ado, I will spoil the console that I bought with my first ever console that I bought, effectively, and that is the PlayStation 2. And the game that I bought was SmackDown, Just Bring It, with The Rock on the front. Absolutely a revolutionary game in the SmackDown series, and yes, the second I saw this game, I knew I needed to get a PlayStation 2. Massive wrestling fan back in about this time, back in the day, and man, this game just, I was absolutely blown away by the graphics on this. And yes, I ended up buying this game from Game Station. It would have been, actually no, it would have been Electronics Boutique back then in Commercial Road. No longer there, I believe it's a Barclays Bank now. But yes, I bought that in Electronics Boutique, and I also bought with it a 8 megabyte memory card. Yes, 8 megabyte, guys. Huge memory card storage, and of course a controller, all of which were sealed. They were not secondhand. So I bought these things because obviously I wanted to be able to play my brother and stuff like that. My 2 brothers, but primarily my little brother, because he was into all the games at the time. And never really saw my older brother at that time because he was always off out of his mates. So, yes, I saved up all my money to buy this amazing machine, the first ever console I bought with my own money. Why did I buy a PlayStation 2 and trade in my N64? Well, I'll tell you why. So I was given an N64, well, sort of part given an N64. I put a bit of my paper round money to it, but it was never solely built up from my sort of, you know, my own income that I generated. I did my paper round, but I was always paying for my Pompey games and things like that, because I had a season ticket back then. I used to go to Pompey pretty much all the time. So I do my paper round in the morning, on Saturday get paid, and obviously, you know, I got paid £16.25 every Saturday morning, and that would pay for my train ticket to Fratton Park, and entrance into Fratton Park and home, and a programme, and possibly a trip on the way into Lidl's or something that had just come into the UK at that time to get some stuff. Yeah. But anyway, my first full-time job was at Alders of Portsmouth, like I say, and I wanted to buy this console primarily because it was a DVD player, and DVDs were new to absolutely newfangled technology in 2001, and I could not afford a DVD player, even with my staff discount at Alders. But this little revolutionary machine would solve all my problems. The PlayStation 2, such an amazing console, an amazing catalogue of games, and a system I have now started collecting avidly for. Anyone that's watched my pickup videos will see that I've started to buy an awful lot of PlayStation 2 games, and you would have even seen me pick up this console set. Obviously, the iconic blue PlayStation 2 box with some of the amazing games on the back. So I remember calling up on the Friday, one of my friends, Mark Hall, who I know actually watches my channel. So Mark, hope you're well, my friend. Yes, I remember calling up Mark on the Friday night because we had been paid. Our pay slips would have been put under the counter. We got paid every Thursday, but sometimes they came through on Friday. And I called up Mark and I said, Mark, I need to know how much I've got, mate, because I need to know how much is hitting my bank account, because I want to go out on Saturday. And not Saturday, I was working Saturday and Sunday. There was no chance I would get to the stores, even though I worked at Commercial Road. Which probably would have made more sense to how I actually obtained one of these absolute beasts of a console. Yeah, I went out on the Monday. I had course, my architecture studies in the morning, and in the afternoon I had the afternoon free. So I went down to Commercial Road to try and buy one of these. I found out exactly how much I'd been paid, and I had just enough. And I cannot tell you how happy I was in the house at home. I was like, absolutely, I'm finally going to get a PlayStation. I was like so excited. So anyway, I went to college, got all that out of the way in the morning, and then headed off down to Commercial Road. Electronics Boutique, sold out. HMV, sold out. Virgin Megastores, sold out. Orders of Portsmouth, don't sell them. Sadly, because I could have got my actual staff discount. Dixon's, hideously expensive, bad games selection. And Game Station, sold out. What was I going to do? I was absolutely at a loss. Back then, Argos probably would have sold them, but at the time, for some reason, I didn't go to Argos. I went, well, actually, I sort of gave up, thinking I'm not going to get one that day. And at the last minute, I was travelling through on the bus on the way back from Portsmouth. I was travelling home, and we went through an area called North End in Portsmouth, and I thought, Ross Records will sell them. Ross Records is like a second-hand game store in sort of North End area of Portsmouth. And yeah, I got off the bus, but as soon as I got off the bus, there was there was a video game store, a video rental store, sorry, opposite the bus stop. And it was like, it looked as ropey as hell. It wasn't like a Blockbuster or a Ritz video. It was just like someone that had set up in an old corner shop. But they had PlayStation 2s in the front window, and they were brand new, they were sealed. I definitely made sure because it was sketchy as hell. But one, I could afford them, and I went in, it was a proper PlayStation 2. It wasn't like a knockoff or anything, but it was all sealed. And I was like, great, I can do it. And the actual deal, it would have worked out actually cheaper for me to buy it from him than it would have from me buying it from, say, like a Virgin Megastores or HMV. So it was like a no-brainer. It was like meant to be. Yeah, I ended up buying it from there, and that was my first ever console purchase, the PlayStation 2. Such an amazing console, and every time I see it, this box just screams nostalgia for me, and memories, just the memories that flood back from this, the games that I played, and it's just the immense amount of hours and joy that I had playing this machine. I just can't tell you how important this console is to me in my console past. Obviously, the main one is this Mega Drive here, which you can never see, which I've just upgraded a box for in one of my videos. You can never see it. It's just, I can't get the angle right in the office to get it. But anyway, apart from this console here, the PlayStation 2 is where it's really at for me, and obviously the N64. They're my three main consoles. So, like I said, obviously I wouldn't have just played Smackdown, Just Bring It, although it is an incredible game. I would have played a fair few more games. Also important to say, when I picked up the console, he gave me a choice of any release from that month, and I've struggled to remember what I got in November, but I did come back with another game, and I can't remember what it is. But I seem to recall it might be Medal of Honor. Is it Frontline? I've got it here in my list of, this is 2002. I don't think it was this game. This is a game that I'm just about to call out and say these are games that I've got memories of. I'm pretty sure it might have been a Medal of Honor game. Pretty sure it might have been. That doesn't really make any sense, but anyway, pretty sure it might have been. Anyway, yeah, so I remember picking up the console and going back on the bus, and he didn't have any bags, so I was going back on through Portsmouth. Back then, you know, being the age I was, and, you know, holding a PlayStation 2 on a bus with probably lots of... That area of Portsmouth, would say, was a little bit sketchy at the time, so I couldn't wait to get home and actually get back in my front door. Sort of clutching this PlayStation 2 on the bus. Anyway, massive memories of that. So obviously guys, I'm going to go through some of my favourite games. Now there are more games that I have memories of, but I don't actually have them at the moment because I'm really restocking my PlayStation 2 collection. I'm also going to tag, I've written down a few YouTubers here that I'm going to tag at the end. I'm going to tag 5 YouTubers because I would love to get this going to find out what was your first console, guys. If I haven't tagged you at the end here, it doesn't mean that I don't want you to do a video reply. It's just that these people, I've watched a lot of their stuff recently, and as people, I feel that I have a lot in common with these people because they're into similar sort of game genres as I am, and obviously consoles. But guys, anyone that wants to do a video response to this, you don't even have to mention this video in it, but just put a video up and just literally just tell us your memories. Like I said, my first full-time job, part-time job even, but it was full-time at the time because I was working so many hours to afford this PlayStation. Yeah, share your memories, guys. I'd love to hear from you. But these are some of my favourite games, and I'll sort of just touch on them, the ones that I own, and I'll sort of touch on them and just yeah, go through. But these are the first 2. Obviously, there's 2 Medal of Honor games here. Big into my Medal of Honor game series. This one here, I seem to remember I might have got with the PlayStation. I can't remember if it was, but anyway, yeah, anyway, it's Medal of Honor Frontline. Really, really amazing. I remember playing this game and just being absolutely blown away by the graphics on it, which sort of makes me think it was this game that I got with it. But it says it's 2002, and I remember getting this very early in 2002 because I bought these games about 3 months earlier. And yeah, I actually only ended up being able to afford the console just after my birthday, which is January. So it could be this one, but anyway. Next one is I have massive memories of playing this game over the years. One New Year's, I seem to recall it might have been 2003 playing this game, New Year's, possibly 2004. Absolutely brilliant, running through the jungle, sort of being a bit, actually you can see one of the levels there, the jungle level. But it was really, really amazing. The graphics on this game were just incredible. Any system I've played this on, it's really, really good. A notable mention also is Medal of Honor Airborne. I remember playing that game to death. Absolutely loved that game. In fact, I have it on the Xbox. I don't have it on the PlayStation at the moment, so that's something I've got to remedy. Next ones, I took my year out, which sort of turned out to be, you know, a real amazing year for me because it really changed me as a person, really made me focus on what I wanted to do, and what career I wanted to select. Because when I left college, I took my year out because I did my course and I got okay grades, but I was never like, oh, I don't know if it's what I want to do. And I came back and I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and eventually I was going to emigrate to Canada. I was all sorted, I was all accepted to university, then I met my now wife, and it's the best decision I ever made to stay. I was all signed up, ready to go, and you know, I just thought, nope, she's the girl for me, I'm going to be staying here, and I'm so glad I did. But anyway, when I came back from Canada during my year out, I spent a lot of time there and really got into this game. Absolutely love it, and I've since gone on to play at Ice and Roller, and that is of course NHL, but more importantly, Mario Lemieux on the front of NHL 2002, an absolute legend of a player, in a cool Pittsburgh Penguins jersey there, which I one day will hope to own. Yeah, so this game means an awful lot to me. In fact, this game means so much to me. Obviously I've shared this, but that is a note that I wrote to my now wife, because I gave this game to her when I sold my PlayStation originally, when we were going to be emigrating to Canada, and I left this game with my now wife because something to remember me by, maybe, I don't know. But it was there's some screenshots on this game series that remind me, I've touched on this in other videos, our favourite place to visit is Bath, and the Ottawa street scene that they put behind for the game lineups, the team lineups, is a very similar screenshot to that of Bath. It's in other videos. If you've watched my other stuff, you've probably seen it. But anyway, NHL 2002. One of the first games that I pre-ordered from playing NHL 2002, and that is Jerome McGinley on the front, NHL 2003. They really beefed up the game engine on this. It went from a more cartoony style to a real sort of, you know, like player scan faces and stuff like that. NHL 2003, a game that needs no explanation, guys. Time Splitters, absolutely brilliant game. I predominantly played this with friends on the GameCube, but I certainly played this on the PlayStation 2. Time split is 2. It's like 1 to 4 players. You can, yeah, it was just so much fun to play. I absolutely loved this game. I've replayed it again. You just can't play it with one player. It's just not worth it. But anyway, a game again that I pre-ordered and absolutely played to death. One of the only GTAs I have ever completed, and that is Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. Absolute Liberty City Stories. Why do I always get these names wrong? Unbelievable. Such a brilliant game. I remember buying this on release. I pre-ordered it. I think it's 2003. Is it 2003? 2006. Jesus. God. 2006. I remember playing this so much. Such a great game. Absolutely brilliant. And I had my PSP around that time. And I seem to recall there was a similar story. Was that Vice City Stories? I've got the... Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're not talking about a PSP on this one. Next one I remember buying with my wife, we went to Woolworths. Yes, you remember that store? Woolworths. And we pre-ordered this and we got it on release, and that is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, an absolutely incredible game. And this is the 2003-2004 game I was thinking of. Absolutely brilliant, and obviously the 2-player mode on this, which I'm going to be playing with Rob soon, one game night. And yeah, there was a 2-player mode on this that you could basically go to an area on the map, activate the second player, and yeah, just it was so much fun. It was so much fun. You just go around causing absolute carnage, stealing cars and stuff. I thought I had more than this that I got out, but obviously not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Next game, LMA Manager, doing a game series on it. There is another video coming, but they just take so long to film and sort of put all the footage together, and so because I record the footage and the voice separately, so trying to overlay them is a complete nightmare. I just don't have the time at the moment. I'm far too busy with work. But absolutely love this game. You used to be able to scan your face in on this as well, which you can probably just about make out there next to Alan Hansen and Gary Lineker. Just about calling Gary Neville there. Amazing game. Absolutely love the LMA Manager series. Obviously you could build your stadiums and you know, build your squad. It was all done, there was no sort of difficult ratings to read. It was all done on sort of, you know, the level they were, the little skill meter bar, how full it was. Another game that Rob and I will be covering, and it's one of my all-time favourites that I played with Ed, my younger brother, who's sadly no longer with us, and that is The Warriors. I love this game with a passion. One of my favourite all-time games, up there with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Going around, starting gang wars, breaking into cars, stealing car radios, all the stuff you grew up with, you know, learning as a child in Portsmouth. No, you don't, sorry. I love Portsmouth. I'm from Portsmouth. I don't live there at the moment, obviously. I'm well out of Portsmouth now, but yeah, roots in Portsmouth, born and bred, as they say. So absolutely brilliant game. Warriors, anyone that's not played this game, you've got to play it on any format console that you've got, guys. But anyway, so I am going to tag some YouTubers in it, and the first off is going to be Flashback TNT. He was the first person that I contacted, I want to say probably over about a year ago, possibly even a year and a half ago. And mate, I am so sorry it's taken me so long to record this video, but it's well worth it, and if I can get this done in under 20 minutes, I'll be amazed. But yes, Flashback TNT. Next one I want to tag is Retro Red Steve. I would love to hear what the first console you bought was, buddy. I love your game selections that you do. I love the style of your channel as well, the way you film stuff and just chat. Very similar to myself. Literally just chat at the camera, and wherever the video goes, the video goes. Love to see a video response from yourself, mate. Another channel I've recently found, Chili's Corner, or just Chili. I will tag these channels down below, so maybe this is a shout out video as well. Chili's Corner, brilliant little channel. Again, just sets the camera up, chats about things, started doing gameplays, done a Tony Hawk's gameplay. Absolutely love that game series. Can't stand skateboarding really, but that game, just for the soundtrack alone, unbelievable game. Sorry, I had to cut it there because my battery nearly ran out, so I had to plug it in. The next one that I want to tag is Time Warp James. Again, a great channel. He's recently reappeared, doing collection videos and things like that, but absolutely brilliant YouTuber. There's a real theme here going with the YouTubers that I'm sort of tagging in this video. The fact that they literally just set a camera up and talk, and wherever it goes, it goes. And the next one obviously is going to be no different, and that's Raz Tendo. Raz has been on YouTube probably as long as myself, and he is a character. I love watching his videos, and I love his setup. One of those channels that I would usually watch, and I probably didn't comment as much as I should have, but I usually left a like and things like that. But yeah, Raztendo, he's been on YouTube an awful long time. Took a bit of a hiatus, then comes back, and a bit like myself, everyone does it, you know. But yeah, I would love to see a video response from you 5 guys as a start. But yeah, guys, don't just go by that. I do love watching these video replies, or you know, just community questions, I believe they're now called on YouTube. I've been on here for so long now that they've changed names about 5 or 6 times. Yeah, community questions. Let's go like that. But anyone that wants to make a video response, guys, just go for it, because I would really love to know what your first console was you bought. Obviously, like I've touched on, the first console that I bought was the PlayStation 2, an absolute juggernaut of a console. Absolutely love the game library, and something I'm really looking forward to getting into now. Obviously, the Mega Drive stuff for me, games that I'm really passionate about, I now own, but there are some classics that I'm getting into the system and slowly but surely getting around to playing. Yes, guys. So my selection is the PlayStation 2 for the console that I first bought with my own money. So guys, please feel free to either leave a comment or make a video yourself and tag a few tubers, because we try and get this around YouTube and just see what the first console was, and maybe we can do a poll of who, you know, which console was the most important for people. I'm expecting the GameCube to be up there quite a lot. I'm expecting the PlayStation 2 obviously to be up there quite a lot, and the original Xbox and things like that. But the GameCube for me was the console that I got after this, so that was sort of the secondary console that I bought with my own money. But yeah, absolutely brilliant console. So it's all about the PlayStation 2, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please feel free to comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.